Hey guys, what's going on? Just want to give you guys a little update on what has been going on with my shoulder surgery for the first 6 weeks of the rehab. So when I got out of surgery, I had to stay the night in the hospital, and they just made sure everything was good. They just looked over and made sure everything was good. And then I got discharged out the next day, and I came home and I basically couldn't do anything for the first 6 weeks. Doc told me to stay in the sling for the first 4 weeks, and I actually stayed in for a week longer than what he told me, just to, play it safe or whatever. And during that time though, I just couldn't do anything. I was doing little pendulum swings with my arm, very little. The rotation was very small, and I couldn't do any side to side movement or externally rotate my arm at all, because my doc told me that when they go in to cut the bone up at the top of my coracoid and shift it down onto my glenoid, they have to cut through the subscapularis. So in order for that to heal when they stitch it up, I can't touch it at all. Like, I gotta just leave it alone. There can be no movement side to side, because what happens with the stitching is if you go to move it too soon, the stitching will rip apart and you'll have a full-blown tear in your subscapularis, and that is something that you just don't want to do, because they have to go back inside and fix that. They put me on this painkiller called tramadol, and I didn't really like the side effects that came with it. I was starting to feel pretty crappy after about a week and a half on the stuff. After the first week, I tried to get off it completely. I wanted to see if I could just go, after the first week, just get right off the drugs and see if I can just recover on my own. And that was a huge mistake. One of the recommendations that they give you when you're there is to make sure you stay on the drugs and don't chase the pain. And I tried to do that, and it didn't work out in my favor. I had to readapt back into the drug for the next couple days. So if you're getting a Laterjet procedure or any type of shoulder surgery, because I've had other ones in the past too, don't chase the pain, because man, it kills if you get off for a while, because your muscle is raw. It's raw and it's beat and it's cut open. So you just got to make sure you stay on point there. As far as the side effects with the drugs, tramadol does something with your serotonin levels in your brain too, and I didn't like the effects that was going on in my head. So that was one of the reasons why I tried to get off as soon as possible. And I did get off pretty quickly. Like, I stopped the drugs about 2.5 weeks into the rehab, and I just continued the last week and a half, all the way up until the 4 weeks that he told me I could stop wearing the sling. I just shut it right down, and I just took the little bit of pain that was left. And at about 4 weeks, I felt really good. Like, the pain was pretty minimal after about 4 weeks. And then the next 2 weeks, it just continued to get better and better and better. I saw a significant improvement in those first couple weeks, where it was just like your body was just in, recovery mode, and everything was just starting to get better and better and better. But as you get further into the recovery process, because I'm in the second phase right now, I'm in week 12, just about to go into the third phase. But from week 6 to week 12, it's slow progress. And that's something that you're going from really, really fast progress to slow progress the rest of the way, because this is a 6-month recovery minimum. Some people don't get their full flexibility and mobility back up until a year after surgery. So this is going to be a long process, and if you're getting this surgery, you got to make sure that you are focused on the long term here. As I moved into the following 6 weeks, I was able to get into some passive range of motion exercises very slowly, adding about 1 exercise per week into my programming, and using a lot of, I use my golf club. Everybody online uses like a T-bar to move their arm up and down. I use a golf club because it's just what I have available, so it worked really good. But for the last 6 weeks, because I'm in the 12-week mark now, the last 6 weeks has been pretty interesting. It's been smooth. I haven't had a whole lot of pain. There is a little bit of pain in the back of my shoulder, believe it or not. I don't have a whole lot of pain in the front. There hasn't been too much going on in the front, and that's where the surgery was. So I can move my arm all the way up from my side and all the way up to the top now. This is really good. I couldn't do that in the first 6 weeks at all, but I can do it really well now. And I can come up, straight up from the front of my body, and go straight up like this. When I get to the very top, it starts to get a little stiff. I can't fully get there yet. and that's because of the tightness that I feel right here in my shoulder. Like there's a lot of tightness there. But overall, it hasn't been too bad. My external rotation still sucks, and I've been working on this for weeks, and it's still brutal. When I do some of the exercises, like last night when I was in the gym, I got my arm up almost to, I'm getting it past the 45-degree mark now in abduction, but it's still tight. I still got a lot of tightness right in the middle in my shoulder muscle right here. There's a lot of tightness, and I just don't really know what's going on with that. So I'm just, I'm toughening it out. I see the doctor in probably another, month and a half. They're going to do x-rays again. I've already gone for x-rays twice. So that's just my little update, and I just want to let you guys know what's going on. And I'll make another video in the next 6 weeks to tell you how my recovery is going then. And hopefully my external rotation starts to improve from there. So talk to you guys later.